Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
Hey, what it do? You already know who it is, your boy A1, and you have reached It's Almost Time, presented by Real Ninjas Network. A little hungover today, but that goes without saying that last night was a fucking phenomenal fight night. Personally, I think I lived up to the hype. But we gonna bring in our resident hater, Mr. Paul, to see if he agrees. How you doing, Mr. Wilby?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Last night was a banger card.
Banger card. You think it lived up to the hype?
Well, from what I saw, yes. I definitely fell asleep during part of it.
What part?
Let's see. I guess I'm just an old man now. I'm not sure.
No, that's exactly what's happening, man. You get past 30.
I remember listening to Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar.
You remember listening to it.
Yeah, as I was like half out, you know what I mean? And
That's
so
great.
I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I saw Diego Lopez absolutely fucking beat the snot out of Sadiq Youssef. I saw Kayla Harrison impose her will, my parlay pals pick. And I think before Yuri and Rakic went on, I fell asleep, unfortunately. Can you still hear me? My frame's like frozen on my screen.
Yep, I still hear you. It's
Okay.
freezing a little bit on this end, but I'm hearing you. I should be doing this all the time, even when we run in the openings. Like, I didn't see it the first 10 seconds it was running, and I was like, nope, don't touch the button because it's just gonna restart it. I'm sure people can see it, and I'm just glitching out. But yeah, no, this card again, I mean, this has been 3 or 4 months in the making since they announced this, and I think it was like a little over 2 months ago. They might have had it fully announced, or at least for the most part. I think Moicano and Turner were actually the last fight that were added to this card. But ever since its inception, when they said that, hey, Cody Garbrandt and Davison Figueiredo are kicking this off, I wasn't missing this. I was going to be where I was going 15 minutes prior to this card starting, just to make sure that I was set, good to go, and I wasn't missing a single thing. And I held true to it. Watched them front to back or bottom to top, every single fight. For a good portion of the prelims, though, got to sit hot tub side and watch them from the hot tub. That was
Question. Do you know what the fuck is up with these shoes? Why is he holding a shoe? Does he have a signature shoe? Why does he have a shoe?
I don't know. Is that one of the Brahma Bull shoes?
I don't know. It's his picture on SureDog, and I'm just like, I wonder what's up with the shoe. Like, I don't know.
Man, you might as well keep SureDog up for well, not like constantly, but like, hey, if as we're talking, if you find stills or pictures, let's
that's a good
add
idea.
a little bit of pizzazz to it.
I like
But
it.
I know usually, at least as of late, we've been going top to bottom, but I feel like with this card, it's only right. We gonna work bottom to top and just start from the.
I like it. Yeah, we got a crescendo, you know.
Yeah. Especially this one. This is a special occasion, special card.
Indeed.
So yeah, we just starting from the bottom, and again, yeah, Cody Garbrandt and Davison Figueiredo kicked this off. This is actually a fight that was in the making for the better part of 2 or 3 years. I think they tried to match these two a couple times. It just never came to fruition. Cody had dipped down into 125. I think they tried to line it up. It wasn't right at that time. And just for whatever reason, didn't put it together until last night. And I was okay with waiting. I had drew a little pick. I think I shared my fight card in chat of all my picks for last night. And needless to say, out of the 14, 15 fights that had happened, I called 2 wrong, which is, yeah, that's just phenomenal, especially with the amount of talent that was stacked on both sides. Like every fight, there was a chance for people to win, other than one.
Which one? Which one was it, bro? Come on.
I mean, come on, Bo. Like,
oh, I know. I just wanted to make a joke out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, Cody first round actually, Cody looked pretty decent. Was getting some decent shots. And even when Davison had first gotten it down, Cody was doing really well playing the defense, got through it, got himself out of the first round. And I thought, great, because every round starts on the feet. So, it's obviously gonna I felt like I would give the edge to Cody, stand up. Well, yeah, second round came and then Davison does what Davison does, and he got him down, got to a dominant position, passed, and was a rear naked choke. He started out, I think he going for the arm triangle at first.
I think so.
And then was able to get his back, got him flattened out, and got the rear naked in. And then Garbrandt didn't have a choice, had to tap or he was going to sleep. Started out the night with a second round sub to kick off the prelims. Not bad, not bad. Into the next one, we had Bobby King Green versus Jim fucking Miller. Fuck calling him A10. He is now Jim fucking Miller. I think 99% of the MMA community will co-sign that too. And he's earned it. I mean, the only fighter on this card that fought at 100, fought at 200, and fought at 300. I thought the better in me said that Bobby Green's going to win this fight, but I thought with this being a UFC 300 or a 100, Jim Miller was 2-0 on 100 cards.
Do you watch Dragon Ball Z?
I haven't in a long time.
Do you know about the Spirit Bomb?
Mm-hmm.
You thought everybody was gonna like Spirit Bomb Jim Miller some like energy for 300, and he was just gonna fucking power up for the 300.
Yep, no, for real, just ride
No,
that
yeah,
energy. Again, he wore his UFC 100 Leatherman jacket.
Yeah, that was some baller shit. I bet nobody else even has one of those.
No, well, only people on UFC 100. So obviously, he was the only one there that had it. And right. I guess according to Jim, it was his first time he had taken it out of the closet and even wore it. Like that's not something that's not like your casual wearing type of jacket. That's
how many picks did you get wrong?
I got 2 out of the entire card, and we'll get to it as we get there.
All right, I was just curious. I got 4 wrong, which is still pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for real. Anytime you are in the 60s to 70% prediction, it's usually a decent card. But yeah, so Davison got the first or second round rear naked choke. Bobby Green and Jim Miller, man, the first round was contested. It was back and forth. Miller was having his moments, but little by little, Bobby King Green showed that he has fought the higher level of competition as of recent, anyways. Just he looked a lot sharper. Really started to take over in the second round and just ran with it, had him busted up. And that's one thing I will give both of them credit for. They called this. They said, no, this fight, can't tell you who's going to win, but it's going to be a bloody affair. We are going to be bleeding all over this canvas. And Miller was wearing it by the second round. And third round, it wasn't any better. I mean, again, Bobby was relentless, just putting the combos on him, picking the better shots, and was tearing him up. Want to say I want to say it was 30-27, but I don't remember for sure. It was a dominant victory by Bobby Green nonetheless. I give Jim Miller all the credit for showing up and showing out and being a part of the last, UFC 100, UFC 200, and now UFC 300. I doubt he will be fighting another 5-7 years from now when they hit 400. But they need to bring him back in some capacity. And I was watching the weigh-in shows the day before the fight, and they had Jim on, was interviewing him. He's actually going to be coming on and doing a little bit of some commentation work moving forward. Nice. I guess he's been trying to get his foot in that door, and I don't remember if it's for 301 or 302. Somebody's not going to be available, and so they're having Jim fill the slot. So that should be interesting. Even once he hangs up his gloves, it sounds like he's going to have a decent future with the company in one way or another. So shout out to Jim Miller. Also, again, shout out to Bobby Green for the dub. Moving forward, again, this is one of them. I felt like it could have gone either way going into it. I sided with Andrade in my picks just because she has veteran experience, and Rodriguez, don't get me wrong, is a banger. She can throw and she can hurt you. But just the resume that Jessica has, I just something in me told me, hey, don't bet against her here. She's got this. And she did. It was a pretty I thought it was a pretty decisive victory. I think it was 29-28. Rodriguez, I want to say, probably had the first round, and then Andrade took the last two. But yeah, wasn't anything like, as far as this card goes, it wasn't anything like you're gonna be like, oh my god, did you see the Andrade Rodriguez fight? It's not like one of them, but they did their thing. Unanimous decision victory for Andrade.
You know what was an easy bet to cash on that one? Let me pull it up. Over. Doesn't
Oh,
matter what it is. Over.
Man, but there was I think you placed a almost give me bet on this next fight, and it didn't hit.
I
You
know.
picked that.
Yeah. That was lame, actually. Let me see, because I actually think I put a decent amount on that because I was so sure.
Yeah, no, it's just for y'all that don't know who we're talking about the Jalen Turner and Renato Moicano fight.
Yep.
Money Moicano. And
Yeah, I
should've
lost
known-
$5 on that. That's a huge bet for me if in terms of what I bet as units. That's massive.
He goes, nah, bro. I thought for sure I was getting 7 back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, fuck, so did Vegas. That's why the payout wasn't shit.
It was a minus 300 pick for the double chance that
3-1.
What's that?
I said, yeah, 3-1. Or is it? I guess that's 2-1.
It was a crazy like give me pick. It should have hit. And it was a double chance that basically either a TKO win by Jalen Turner or a submission win by Moicano.
And you know what would have been the safe pick?
Over.
The under.
Or the under.
Actually, when did it? What round?
Yeah, it was. It was over. It was 4-11 into round 2, so it would have been over 2.5 or 1.5.
Yeah, they would have probably done 1.5.
Yep.
So when did it end?
4 minutes 11 seconds of round 2.
Is that left or into it? I don't know how that works.
Let me double check here.
I assume that's 4 minutes
into it, because if I'm basing off of the BMF fight, yeah, they have that listed at 4:59. So yeah, it happened at 4 minutes 11.
So that would have been over.
Yep, it would have been over a round and a half.
Well, fuck. Okay, you would have had to bet by finish either way.
Yeah.
Damn.
But Jalen Turner had Moicano starched bad in the first round, dropped him and did his walk off like he just left him and it was done. And the ref kind of looked at him like, "What you doing?" And Moicano jumped up like, "What are you doing? I'm gonna run for a second. Let me get my fucking wits back about me," and survived. He made it to the bell.
Wow.
And then second round came out and Moicano did his thing. It was again Turner. It was Turner's fight on the stand up, but Moicano figured that out and was like, "No, I'm gonna have to get this dude down." Got him down. Was threatening a couple subs. Turner, though, in his defense, has never been submitted before, and still has not been submitted. Was 4 minutes 11 seconds TKO by punches. Just got him down. It was some simple ground and pound. But Turner, I don't know if he gassed or what happened, but I felt like he quit into that fight. And the reoccurring theme in the MMA community for those of us that bet, anyways, is this ruined a lot of people's parlays. Like their whole fight parlay was thrown off by this one fight. And it was
were they betting on Jalen or what?
Yeah, they bet on Jalen to win.
Really? I wouldn't have put my whole parlay on fucking Jalen.
Well, that was just included in the parlay. And I want to say Jalen was a pretty decently sized favorite. Like Moicano was not supposed to win this fight. I personally, I was pulling for money for Moicano, but in my official prediction, my card predictions, I had Turner circled. I thought Turner was going to get the TKO, and Moicano surprised me, got himself a little TKO. I should have known better though. That as soon as Dana White said $300,000 bonuses, that Money Moicano heard money. I was like, oh, I got to get a dub either way. Like even if I don't get that bonus, I at least got to get a win, got to get a finish.
He was one of
And
the
Moicano got his first TKO in the UFC in his UFC career. So shout out to Renato Moicano. Cause yeah, I think a lot he's a fan favorite. People love when he grabs the mic. So it's always nice seeing him do good. And it's good to see that he can actually stop somebody without choking them. Next fight. This was the first leg. Let me go ahead and get over to this, because you already know what time it is.
Parlay boys.
And this was the Trash Pandas pick. We are actually going live last week, and we were doing picks, and I had messaged Dre asking him like, "Hey, who you picking?" And he never replied, and so we started to worry for a second until we looked, and we were like, "Oh wait, I see that fight. Is that Diego? That's Diego Lopez. Okay, let's lock it in." And so we locked it in for the boy. And of course, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, Dre did hit up Chad. He goes, "Hey, I don't know if you guys did this or not, but let's lock in Diego Lopez." And I said, "Bro, we got you. We got you." And yes, we did. As you can see right over that way, we
He
hit
fucking delivered.
Man,
In a
I didn't
dynamic
realize
fashion.
even my pick was the slight or the lowest underdog or the lowest favorite. I thought he would have been favored more than that. But yeah, no, Diego Lopez came out and handled some fucking business, man.
Yeah, he did.
Sadiq Youssef, I think, was ranked number 13. And I say was because now Diego Lopez is going to be ranked number 13 in the featherweight division. So shout out Diego. I always like seeing that. This is one of my tout after. I think all of our tout after rookie prospects out of this class is Diego. There's a couple of them. I like Diego.
Was he on Contender Series, or did he just get a shot as a coach?
He got a shot. Yeah, he got a shot because he trains Grasso, and they had somebody pulled out of the Mosvar Evloev fight, and he stepped in on like 5 days notice or something like that, and actually gave him a run for his money. He got beat. He took the L, but got a lot of fans and actually did better against Evloev than was expected. He was just expected to take the L and kind of just fill the seats or, fill the spot. But he actually made it entertaining. So they gave him, I don't even remember who he fought prior, but they actually gave him a decent challenge or tune-up fight. And he ran, it's Tim Elliott, I think. Starched Tim Elliott in the first round. And so they're like, okay, you did that way better than we probably expected. So we're gonna give you somebody ranked, give you a chance to get your number. Gave him Sadiq Youssef, and man, was light work. Minute and a half into round one. And
he did not fuck around.
Yep, got him rocked in the opening minute, got him down, ground and pound, and it was done. Which actually leads us into our second.
Parlay boys.
And this was Kayla Harrison's bantamweight combat debut, not just in the UFC, but bantamweight debut for Kayla Harrison, UFC debut for Kayla Harrison against a veteran and future Hall of Famer, probably, in Holly Holm.
Kayla said the last time she weighed 135 pounds, she was 17.
She also admitted during they had her come out during the weigh-in show to talk to the guys and shit, and Laura, and she goes, "Oh, you won't believe how many selfies I've taken this past week. Just like being as thin as I am right now, I was taking mad pictures. So coming to an OnlyFans near you." No.
Hell yeah, let's go.
But yeah,
I don't mind if my wife does that to pull in extra money on the side. That's okay, wifey.
No, you cool with it? Okay, we got Paul's okay. So
Yeah.
If she does it, y'all are all right to subscribe. Just don't forget to tip your sex worker. Um, yeah, but yeah, Kayla Harrison, Holly Holm. This was not even a competitive fight to an extent. Like Holly kind of did all right in the beginning, but as soon as they got close, Kayla does what Kayla does. I mean, judoka, two-time gold medalist in the Olympics. She tossed her.
She's like Ronda
Got
Rousey on steroids, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say literally, maybe not anymore, but you gonna tell me that face from 7 years ago compared to now, she ain't seen some extra testosterone in her system? I
Yeah, I
call
don't know.
bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But and again, the fan in me wanted to see Holmes shock the world, pull another Ronda Rousey, and just outclass her. But the realist in me, I was like, nah, this is a gimme. And I was right. Second round rear naked choke submission win in her debut. So shouts out to Kayla Harrison. Nice little introduction to the casuals who might not have ever seen her before or only just heard the name. She was doing her thing. What was it, over in PFL?
Yeah, she fought an Invicta one time as well.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, she's got some L's on her record, but
One.
this is I'm gonna just call it now that she's gonna be the and new women's bantamweight champion.
I think so too. I don't see
Especially
anyone.
if Pennington's the one still holding it when she gets the shot, she's taking that no problem. I don't see any resistance from Pennington. I like Pennington, but there's levels to this, and Kayla's on her own right now. One thing I did like, and I called it because after that performance, somebody had posted something, and I said, no, they're gonna give her 2 more fights, and if she's like that, no, they'll give her 1 more fight maybe, and if she gets that, she's gonna win the title. The second she wins this title, I'm gonna love this because she's gonna bring the lioness out of retirement. Amanda Nunes will come back for this fight. This is why
They said something about that at the post-fight presser. I think Dana said something about it.
Yeah, well, it's
She
because
tweeted, didn't she?
Amanda posted or made a post or a small video of basically saying like, "Hey, congrats, Kayla. I see you." Basically acknowledging, "Hey, I might have some competition again." And so we more than likely gonna see the lioness come out of retirement. Now I'm all for it, man.
Yep.
I don't know if Kayla's got what it takes to handle that either.
I don't know either. That would be a good one to find out. I also think that maybe, okay, so if Amanda doesn't come back, and maybe even if she does come back, I don't remember her name, but the girl that beat her in PFL, since they don't have a lot of storylines in the female, I bet you UFC will get her for the rematch because it's Kayla's only loss. So they'll probably try to yoink her from PFL, to get that storyline for a title defense. Unless Amanda comes back, that'll probably be a way bigger story.
Yep. Okay, she does only have the 1 L, huh?
Yep, I think she lost the last time she fought for $1 million.
Larissa Pacheco.
Yeah, Larissa Pacheco.
But by a decision too. Okay, but she got her ass whipped that fight. I've seen some clips from that.
Yeah, she did not do well. I think, and it's crazy because styles do make fights. Because I think Holly Holm probably dog walks Pacheco.
This other chick, Pacheco.
Yeah. So maybe not though. You never know. Maybe Pacheco's just better than I know.
It could be.
Right.
It could be. No, Kayla could be that, and we just don't know yet because she hasn't been over in the UFC. I try to keep my ear open to the MMA scene in general. If it's combat sports, especially if it's mixed martial arts, I just try to keep my ear open for what might be coming.
Right.
Like I felt so sold short or lied to when Dennis Bazookia made his debut. Because this dude was undefeated. He's coming out of Longo and Matt Serra's gym, and they are high on this kid. Like, no, this guy is the future. And he took back-to-back L's in his first 2 fights. And I was like, man, y'all fucking suck.
That's why it's hard. It's so easy for people to go back and say, oh, I fucking said he was the shit way back when. It's like everyone says everyone's the shit before you know.
Yep. Well, and everybody is the shit on the local scene.
Exactly, yeah. And you don't know about them unless they're the shit on the local
Yeah,
scene.
and then you don't know about them until they've actually gone
Right.
against somebody who has been tried and tested.
Right.
And
And even
so,
then,
yeah, like,
some people, half the fan base still makes up random fucking bullshit excuses as to why it's not valid,
yep.
why
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
no,
a
and
real
we'll
win.
get to that too because actually, yeah, it's just a couple fights. Um, but yeah, Kayla Harrison rear naked choke submission. Minute 47 into round two.
She tapped quick too. She had that shit in tight.
Well, because it was locked in, she knew it was either
Yeah.
that or she was going to sleep. And I think the last time that somebody got that on her, she went to sleep. It was one of them. It was against Misha. She went to sleep. She didn't tap.
Oh, okay.
Got caught in a rear naked choke and was fighting and she went to tap, but then threw a punch after she went to sleep. Like she started throwing punches. Oh my
That's
god,
kind of
shit.
funny.
You nine
He's a
nine.
warrior.
Yeah, nah, she went out on her shield. And that's one of the reasons I fuck with Holly Holm the long way. Like just the war she's been in and the competitor that she is, and even now, like I feel like she's past her prime, but she's still trying to test herself. That's why she wanted this Harrison fight. She's like, I'm not supposed to win this fight. This is supposed to be hard, and this is the type of shit I like at this point. Like I don't want
Right.
them gimme fights or legacy fights. Give me the tough ones. And it was a little much for her on this one. Next fight though, we had Aljamain Sterling making his featherweight debut against I think number 8 ranked, number 7 ranked Calvin Cater. And this fight went about how I expected it to go. A lot of non-action, a lot of hugging, a lot of backpacking and control. Not a lot of damage, but Aljo got the decision. Which I guess if you're making your debut into a weight class, you just kind of want to get established. You want to get your feet wet. I kind of get it, but this MO isn't much different from what Aljo's MO is. He's a backpack.
What
Like
does MO mean? I feel dumb.
MO, like a part of like part of your style.
Oh, okay.
Um, to where yeah, like I feel like that if somebody would have told me prior to this fight, oh, Aljo's gonna win a decision by control time and backpacking, I would have said you're probably right.
Right.
And sure enough, that's about what happened. Unanimous
Did you
decision.
bet on
For,
Aljo by decision?
what's that?
Did you bet on Aljo by decision?
I don't even know if I want to say because I built a prelim parlay and a main card parlay.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because yeah, my main card parlay got fucked, but we'll get to that. I'm sure y'all probably even know. And I knew better. I knew that this is gonna be a fucking fight, and still went by it. So yeah, I had a 4-leg parlay in the opening, and I did straight money line on all of my picks. I had Diego Lopez money line, Harrison money line, Sterling money line, and the Prohaska money line.
Gotcha.
And I think yeah, I threw $3 down and ended up it hit, so I got 19 back.
Nice.
It was a
Nice.
decent. It was a plus 536 4-leg parlay. Not
Nice.
bad, especially when I was fairly certain that every single one of these fighters were almost guaranteed to win, minus some crazy shit happening.
Did you see my over under parlay?
I think so. I stopped at it.
I had a 3-leg parlay over 4.5 on Justin Gaethje, over 3.5 on Zhang Weili, and under 1.5 on Alex Pereira, and they all hit.
Oh, of course they all hit. Of course they all hit.
Hey, under 1.5 on Alex Pereira is plus 140.
Oh, and I was surprised about that. And again, I don't know if like maybe Jamal just talks so much shit that the odds makers even got duped. Like, oh, this guy's got a fucking chance. But nah. Anyways, before we jump ahead, the main fight of the prelims, and this could have headlined a pay-per-view event, if we're being honest. Yuri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. That's main event material right there. Both of these guys are top 5 light heavyweights. Yuri's one fight removed from being the fucking UFC light heavyweight champion. No, he had that injury. He relinquished it. That's another thing that really bugged the shit out of me too. Is Jamal's like, oh well, I never really lost my fucking title. Well, it's because you never really had the real fucking title to begin with. You had the participation belt because nobody else was holding it due to injury. And then when you had to relinquish it due to the same set of circumstances, you cried about it. I'm the champion. Yuri said, no, anybody can be champion because when I come back, I'm coming for that belt. And so, yeah, that's one argument I did not like this whole lead up to this is people were talking about how Jamal never lost his belt. Well, yeah, but he kind of technically never really had the real belt. He never beat the champion to get it.
Right.
I feel like the fight they need to make now is Yuri and Jamal. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So Yuri and Alexander Rakic, first round, like Rakic was touching Yuri, kind of making it look like this might not be that good of a fight for Prohaska. But Prohaska, being the fucking warrior that he is, he got through that adversity, got himself through the first round, and come the second round, just fucking really put it on him. I think he caught him with a high kick and just peppered him with punches. Got a second round TKO 3 minutes and 17 seconds in. This is actually only one of two fights who got a bonus. And I knew when Dana said $300,000 were on the line for bonuses that there was like one, maybe two getting handed out. He still basically handed out the same amount of money if he would have just paid everybody, $50,000 for good performances. Kind of a bitch move. But who am I? I'm not signing the checks. Just a guy on the couch over here. So
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
But Yuri looked really good in his first fight removed after fighting Pereira. He actually called after the fight. He said basically the winner of the light heavyweight fight, he wanted a shot at him next. He felt like what he did against Alexander Rakic was sufficient enough. And so he said he wants the title fight. I don't know if he's going to get it. He might have to beat another top contender. So, we'll see how it goes. First fight of the main card, and I know a lot of you out there, a lot of the casuals out there, a lot of just everybody in general out there thought that this was the one fight that did not belong on the pay-per-view was Bo Nickel. And I get the logic. He was fighting a can. I think he closed at minus 2,000 or some shit like that, almost maybe minus 3,000. I know the closing line on Bo Nickel and Cody Brundage was ridiculously just skewed, and for good reason. I mean, they're just not on Nickel's level. This was the toughest fight of Bo Nickel's career. But, definitely. Yeah, he closed at a minus 2,100 favorite, Bo did. And actually got tested a little bit when it came time to fight Brundage. Brundage was hitting him with some shots, and I don't think he liked it. I don't know if he liked getting hit. It was the first time we've seen Bo get hit in professional competition as far as fighting goes. And then even with the takedowns, it wasn't like super dominant. It wasn't like he just got him down and Brundage couldn't do anything. Brundage actually had him reversed a couple times, had him tossed off, or just was making it a little bit competitive. Prior to this fight, Bo had never made it past, I think, 3 minutes of a fight without it ending. He's usually been pretty quick about getting stops and getting them done. So this was his longest fight of his professional career, probably of his amateur career. Dude was having trouble finding people to fight him because people know who the fuck Bo Nickel is. It's just one of them things that you hear that you're fighting a former 3-time collegiate champion wrestler. You don't want to do it. So that a lot of people are pulling out. And that's why he's gotten a lot of cans is people are pulling out when they find out who he is. So they have to find somebody last minute to replace and step in and take that chance. Brundage, though, is a veteran. I mean, he's 10-6 now, was 10-5 going into that fight. So he has some experience. Kind of been on a skid in the UFC, but the experience that he had, it was going to be a good test for Bo. And it was. Again, made this a little bit competitive. It made this Bo's longest fight, but it ended the same as majority of his fights. We didn't need the judges, so thank you for that, Bo. Got himself a submission win. I want to say it was a rear naked. Let me double check my cheat sheet. Yep, submission rear naked choke. 3 minutes and 38 seconds of round two. The second he submitted him and got up, though, he said this, and he was talking about himself because in the post-fight interview, he said, "Nah, I'm used to running through competition, so the fact that this guy had given me any resistance, not happy about it. I'm glad for the experience. I'm glad that I got tested, but as far as what I know I'm capable of, I'm not proud of my performance." So I give him a lot of respect for that. He understands that people are probably expecting him to dominate or expecting him to do what he's done to these cans. And every fight that we see him in, it's gonna get more competitive. It's little by little that there's only way he's gonna go is up. And I was talking to my nephew about what would be next. Like what with Bo beating Brundage, let's just say hypothetically after this, they renegotiate, they fix his contract to where he's getting better pay. As far as somebody ranked, Paul, who do you think that they should be Bo's first test? Do you think he even stands a chance against anybody ranked 10 through 15?
He's in middleweight, right?
Yep.
Oh, dude, I know exactly who they should give him, to be fucking honest.
Hold up, let me pull this up. I have a feeling I know
Yeah.
who you're going to
You're
say.
gonna know as soon as you pull it up. Actually, yeah, there's some good choices here.
There's 2 or 3 fights in that 10 through 15 that would be perfect. There's one of them I wouldn't give him because I don't think he's beaten them.
I think I would love to see him beat the shit out of Chris Curtis and
I
take
was
his
your
spot. I think wrestling is generally one of if not the best counter for jiu-jitsu. So I think he'd probably take Paul Craig's spot. Seeing him fight Khamzat would be fucking sweet, but they're gonna keep them separated. I
Oh yeah,
guarantee you
well, and
that.
Khamzat's gonna be fighting shit. And maybe this was fuck. Maybe that
I'm
was
just saying, I don't think we'll see them fight until one of them is champion.
yeah, or either that or top 5 or like in like closer to contention,
Right. Yeah,
depending on how it breaks out.
unless some weird shit happens and the division gets like locked up and the only way to unlock it is to have them fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and one guy in the top 10 through 15, other than Khamzat, that I wouldn't give to him at this point, I would not give him Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy would fuck him up at this point, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but what I've seen from Anthony Hernandez's last couple fights, this dude is evolving. He's getting better, and I think as far as his all around game, he's a lot better, a lot more developed, anyways, than Bo at this point. My fight that I said that I would love to see was the same one you picked. I think Chris Curtis and him, that would be a good fight. Plus, if he gets past him, we get to watch Chris Curtis lose over here at It's Almost Time, and that I know is
Right.
gonna make this dude super happy. So I'm always about like
Yeah, I don't think he has any trouble really until he gets into the top 10. I think Paulo Costa might give him problems.
but bro, I could see Hermanson giving him some issues.
Maybe. I think we see him ragdoll Hermanson like Khamzat did.
He might, but like again, anybody ranked in middleweight at this point, there are a couple in the top 10 through 15 I could see him standing a chance at, but anybody ranked below 10 or under, the leads on, I don't think he's ready for it. I think, and the only way he's gonna get ready for it is more in action experience. He's just keep running them numbers up, just keep taking fights. Doesn't need to be the biggest name, but if you get a shot at anybody in the top 10 through 15, take it. If you take an L, man, you're, I think, 26, 28. You've got a lot of career in front of you, man.
Right.
Like, just like you're okay to lose a fight and still bounce back. It might kill a lot of the hype, but I think that when he gets his full game figured out, I think this dude is the next generation of possible future champions.
I don't think they give him to anyone who they think he won't beat.
Yep. That's why I
'Cause
said that Hernandez won't even be on the table. He's too much for Bo at this point. Chris Curtis might even be too much for Bo at this point, but I see a way he could win. I could see him getting him down and controlling. And
I don't even know this Chao Bararo guy or however you say it.
Kyle Bahayo,
Yeah, I guess I
he's
don't
got
know why.
the free spirit tatted on his neck. We met him at
Oh,
an
okay.
international fight week.
Okay.
I know you wasn't out there, but
Yeah, okay. I remember seeing
yeah,
him
no,
now.
Kyle Bahayo is my guy, dude. Like I wouldn't want to see them fight because I wouldn't want Bo to beat him. I wouldn't want I
Right.
want to see Kyle go up. I want to see him get better and fight some bigger competition. I'll tell you what, like even bro, like somebody like Marvin Vittori would be too much for Bo at this point.
I would like to see that fight
It would
because
be a
they're
good
both pretty
fight.
grappling heavy, pretty wrestling heavy.
Yep. Yep. But Vittori though, even though he's grappling heavy, it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of working while grappling. Like he's taking shots. He's not just laying on you. He's trying to improve his position. He's not a Dagestani wrestler. But yeah, no, I think that Bo is still got a lot of work to do as far as learning, but he will get there. And I think that when he does, when he's finally tuned and sharpened all of his skills, he's going to be a threat at middleweight. And I think that it might be a year or two, but we will see it. And y'all can come back and say, hey, A1 knows what the fuck he's talking about.
They're gonna
Either
keep
that, or you can come back in a year or two after his hype's completely flopped and he's just getting beat left and right, and you can be like, haha, bitch.
right.
I'm cool with either one because that means you was watching.
Yes.
Next fight on the card was Arman Sarukian versus Charles Dubronx Oliveira.
Remember when I bet on that other fighter because I thought he was Armin Sarukian? Armin Petrosian, yeah.
I forgot about that. He's got the Ian sound in his name, so I thought it was him.
And their first name's the same.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh fuck yeah, my guy.
Oh, I was like, I don't even got to think about this. I'm picking him. Wait, that's not Sarukian.
Oh shit.
But now, leading into this, Sarukian was actually a minus 220 favorite against Charles Oliveira. And don't get me wrong, Dubronx is not a stranger to being the underdog. Like, most of his wins have came when he was the dog. So, like Oliveira's got that dog in him. And I'll tell you what, there was a point in this fight, it looked like that first round was all Charles. Sarukian landed one of the most beautiful fucking axe kicks though I've ever seen in live combat. Like the extension of it, like he literally, his leg was completely straight up before coming down. Like dude is flexible and landed the fucking shot. Like really got to show off some of his unique striking skills. But again, Dubronx got him down, was threatening with some good positions, some good control. Almost had a sub to end the first round. Bell rang though, got himself out of it, and then next 2 rounds, in my opinion, was Sarukian. Outpointed him, got the better strikes, takedown control. Wasn't again the most entertaining, but I feel like, and no, maybe shit. I feel like yeah. I feel like Oliveira won the first round. I gave the second to Sarukian, and then I was giving the third round to Sarukian all the way until the final 15 seconds when Charles started threatening with the submission. He almost got a finish. Like if it would have been another 30 seconds left in this fight, he probably would have stopped Sarukian. But Sarukian stayed calm. He knew where he was at in the fight. He got through it, and I think Sarukian won. What was it? Split decision.
Yep.
Which personally, I didn't think it was that close. I thought Sarukian outclassed Oliveira. Oliveira had a good first round and just didn't do enough moving forward. I love Dubronx, but I knew going into this, in my official card prediction, I picked Sarukian. And I was right. Moving into the Coco main event of the evening.
The people's main event.
What's that?
The people's main event.
The people's main event. There you go. There you go. So this one, before I even get into talking about this, and I have a feeling we gonna be talking about this one for a minute, because this was the fight of the fucking night. This is probably going to be the fight of the year. And if they start doing a thing, I'll put this shit on the list for fight of the fucking decade at this point, man. Because let me tell you, man. Okay, so first handful of rounds, this was a competitive fight, but to end out the first fucking round, I don't know if Justin just got lazy, but got caught with a spinning back kick to the fucking nose to end the first round, broke his nose off of that shot. I don't know if he like went into swing and then go in for a takedown, but it was like literally 3 seconds left in the first round when then Max threw that spinning kick and caught Justin as he was ducking in, busted his nose. And Holloway even said in post fight, he's like, "Yeah, I knew I fucked up his nose. I heard Whitman saying, 'Don't blow it out, don't blow it out.' So I knew it was compromised." And then for the next 3 rounds after that second, third, and fourth, like literally, I think I gave maybe the third round to Gaethje, and it wasn't by much. Like I had Max outclassing Gaethje this entire fucking fight, which it's not that surprising because Max has got them hands. He is probably the best boxer in the UFC, self-proclaimed best boxer in the UFC. You know this because he said it during the Cater fight. Like literally, that's some of the most beautiful flipping head movements without looking I've ever seen in a fight. As he's saying, "Hey, I'm the best boxer in the world." Like just was calling the shots. But we got into the 5th round, and I was surprised, especially with Gaethje breaking his nose at the end of the first round. I'm surprised Gaethje's like withstood and was in as good of shape, I guess, going into that 5th round as he was. Like they got the bleeding down. Like second round when he came out, it was still bleeding, but in between the second and the third round, they really got that nose under control. It didn't seem like it was leaking anyways. Gaethje didn't seem super labored to where like it wasn't fucking up his shit too bad. But then going into that 5th round, I had Max up 3-1 at that point. I said Gaethje needs a finish if he wants to keep this BMF title. And again, the majority of that 5th round, Max was picking him apart. I actually had him dropped a couple times. It was the 4th round I think I maybe gave to Gaethje because that was the round that Holloway technically got dropped. And UFC are kind of being bitches about it because the official scorecard did not count it as a drop. And I call bullshit. Holloway got dropped, but I think that just makes the ending to this that much fucking better, though.
Right.
Took some of the best shots, like from one of the craziest killers in the lightweight division. Justin the Highlight Gaethje was taking everything this dude was giving out, but giving it back better. We hit about 13 seconds left of the fight, and of course I'm thinking, hey, this is going to a decision, but it's and new baddest motherfucker, Max blessed Holloway. Gaethje tried like a spinning kick, just one of them like Hail Mary types of throws that you use when you're just trying anything. Threw that, and you hear the. So we got 10 seconds left. Well, instantly, Holloway, being the savage he is, he said, "No, right here, let's go, right now." And Gaethje, being the savage he is, he's like, "Bet." And they started swinging, man. They started swinging, and I think Max got caught once, but he was peppering Gaethje up. And man, just the head movement into the hook that he landed knocked out Justin Gaethje at 4 minutes and fucking 59 seconds of round 5.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Like, bro, you cannot script this any better than this. If this was a movie, that's how that would have played out.
Don't say that because people already think the UFC is scripted. They're going to be like, see, told you.
Yep. No, look, dude, they got movies going now. Nah, bro. You couldn't script this. You couldn't script this. This is what
Right.
you wished you could script, but it's moments like this that let me know this shit's as real as it fucking gets. And yes, I'm using their slogan from 20 years ago, but it's the truth, man. Like, and for Holloway to be up 3 rounds to 1, basically 4 rounds to 1 at this point, and with 10 seconds left, say, "Hey, step into the fire with me. You might sleep me, I might sleep you, but let's end this swinging." To have that kind of a lead in a fight and to still put it on the line like that, and then to get the fucking results that you got. And I've seen Gaethje get slept before or TKO'd. I've never seen this guy go to sleep like that, other than a submission. He went to sleep when Khabib rear naked it choked him, and he didn't tap. But this is the most violent I've ever seen Gaethje get knocked out in his career. And who did it? Pillow hands. And I don't agree with that assessment, but a lot of people say that Max Holloway has pillow hands.
They could say that, but he has fucking 12 KO TKOs.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And again, look at his resume. It's not like this dude's fighting journeymen or nobodies. This dude is fighting contenders. You look back at his resume and it is nothing but top tier talent wherever he goes. He's fought Poirier twice, he lost twice, but he's good. And I like what he did with his platform afterwards. You know, they're presenting him with the belt, which by the way, Mark Coleman did present the BMF strap. I thought that was cool as fuck. They actually honored Mark Coleman at UFC 300 for his heroics and saving his parents in that house fire. He was on deck with his daughters. And I'll tell you this, hey, if Mark Coleman, if you're looking for a new son-in-law, I'll be glad to try to make that happen. Just throwing that out there.
You know who fucking beat the best boxer in the UFC by decision in 2013?
Who?
Conor McGregor.
By decision.
Yeah, he outboxed him. How else are you
Yeah.
going to win by decision?
Okay. I always forget that those two fought.
But that was also, you know,
That was
10
what,
years
11,
ago.
11 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, no, Holloway in his post-fight speech, he said, "I don't care who it is. If they offer you to me, sign the fucking dotted line. Let's go. I'm fighting anybody, everybody. I'm taking this all. I'm back." And he called out Ilya. He goes, "There's a reason they let Ilya skip the line and not fight me, because they needed some new blood for Volk. Well, now what? Come get some." They panned over to Ilya, who was in the stands, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter look so nervous in my life after watching one of their possible competitors start somebody else. Like, no, Ilya realized Max is it. Max is him. But then he not only did he call out Ilya, he goes, "And if Ilya don't want it, Islam can get it too. We all know how much Islam loves fighting 45ers, so let's get it." I said, bro, yes, bro. And this
Let
is
him
the
cook.
arc I want, man. Like I feel for Gaethje, because we all thought Gaethje was gonna win. At least I did.
Imagine Max gets the BMF, defends the BMF, and then he goes and takes the 145 and the 155.
Champ.
Champ, if you count the BMF.
Yep. And bro, if you look at the timeline too, Max is only 32.
Yep, it's possible.
He's just now.
He's been champ before, hasn't he? Like
He was a featherweight champ. Yep.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then lost it to Volk.
Oh yeah.
And then the rematch, I thought he won the second match between them. I thought he won the first one, but the second one I thought he won for sure. The only one I gave definitively to Volkanovski was the third fight. He outclassed Max for 5 rounds that fight. And Max even admitted that. And that's another thing, though. Max, during his post-fight press conference, he said, "That's a fight I want back. I don't care that he beat me 3 times. I don't care that I've got the BMF title. I want that fight back. I know I can beat him. So I want to run that back. And so that, like, he's got 3 options at this point. I think the one that he's gonna get is probably gonna be Taporia, which he fucking deserves it. He just killed the killer at 155 pounds. I don't think anybody at 145 want to smoke for Max anymore. But
Yeah, I'd like to see him fight Ilya.
What's that?
I'd like to see him fight Ilya.
Yeah, I would too. I would love to see him fight Islam though too.
Right.
I would like to see him, like anybody, any elite competition. I would love to see Max fight because I think he holds his own against the best of the best right now, and I think he just proved that last night.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I didn't give a shit what Max Holloway was doing before the result last night.
What's that?
I just meant that, like, yeah, he's definitely doing shit because I didn't give a shit about what Max Holloway was doing before the result of this fight, and now I want to see him do all kinds of shit. So he's got me interested with the win last night.
Oh yeah, no, performances get people's interest. And a performance like that, and against a level of competition and somebody like Gaethje, this was the fight that fucked up my main card parlay. And I knew going into it, I was talking some shit with some people, and I said I think Gaethje's gonna win, but this is the one that I'm least confident about because Holloway is just a elite level competitor. I don't care what weight it's at, and plus you gave him 3 months. You basically gave him a 16-week camp to prepare for this and put on weight the proper way. That both times he fought, I think the first time he fought Poirier was at featherweight, or maybe they were both at lightweight. I don't remember, but I know the second time he fought Poirier was at lightweight, and it was on like 2 weeks' notice. And so he basically just did a small cut, didn't try to put on any extra weight. Whereas in this time, he had a chance to put on a little bit of weight. He had a chance to do it right, but he had a chance to fine tune the speed. Like this was the perfect storm for Max to get him to where he needed to be and to do what he did last night. Like I said, there was only 2 fights that got bonuses last night. There was the Yuri Prohaska and Alexander Rakic fight because Yuri went from getting his leg kicked off to punching the dude's face off. Like it was back and forth, and he earned it. I'll give him that. But this fight got fight of the night and knockout of the night. So Gaethje got himself a $300,000 bonus for the performance. But Max got himself $600K for the performance and the knockout. $600,000 fucking bonus, bro. Let's fucking go.
That's nuts.
Co-main event of the evening was Zhang Weili or Weili Zhang, depending on how you want to say it. I know I think it's Zhang Weili, or because her last name is Weili, so it would be Weili Zhang if you're saying it right. Because they say their surnames first over in China.
Okay.
So it's Weili Zhang versus Xiaonan Yan. Or Xiaonan Zhan. Yan or Xiaonan Yan. Yan Zhan. That's a tongue twister. And man, this fight going into it, Weili was like a minus 590 favorite in this fight. Like was ridiculously favored. And she ultimately got the fight done, but to end the first round, first of all, Zhao Nan was basically sleeping, had been put to sleep, did not tap out. And then when the bell rang, the round was over, they got her up. They asked her to stand up, and she got the fuck up. I don't know how the hell she did that. Like, wow, bro, she was out, and they said, no, you got to get up. And she said,
she like pulled an Undertaker.
Yeah, bro, like for real. Like it was nuts. And then in her corner, in between that first and second round, her corner says, "You want me to wake her up? I can wake her up." And then proceeded to stick fucking smelling salts up her nose. I swear to God.
What?
But yeah, whatever they did, it worked because she got through that second round, and then that third round, man, I got worried for Weili for a second because it looked like she was starting to fade, and Zhao Nan was picking some better shots, was getting some takedowns, and was actually Weili look affected by what was coming at her, and I was like, oh shit. I told y'all not to sleep on Yan because I thought going into it, Weili had the better power, but that Yan was faster. They both made light work of Andrade. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a banger of a fight, and boy, was it right. I will give Wei Li a lot of fucking credit though, the heart of a champion, and has some good coaching behind her because they went back to the basics. They realized they were starting to lose the stand up, and they said, hey, let's reset. Let's get some takedowns and some control. Let's let you gather yourself a little bit, and it helped because I feel like the only definitive round for Xiaonan was round 3, and maybe I think one judge maybe gave her round 4, but round 1 was a 10-8 definitively across the board because when they read the decisions, it was final score was 47-45 by all 3 judges, which means Xiaonan won 2 rounds, but then lost their first round 10-8.
Right.
So, and still flyweight champion, Zhang Wei Li. Shout out to Wei Li because anytime they interview this girl, the crowd goes nuts, man. I love the effort she's making into trying to learn English and to trying to be able to communicate with the fans, and the fans appreciate it too. They eat it up, and anytime she talks, they love it. Actually, I saw there's a guy, I don't know if this guy works officially with the UFC. He must at this point because this is all I see him posting on TikTok. He makes mouthpieces and he does custom mouth guards for fighters. And it always starts out with the video with him with the marker and the cap's barely off, and he throws the cap at the fighters before he starts talking to him. But then he's like, oh, well, what do you want on it? What, maybe what would you like over here? To where, like, I think he did one for Holloway, gave him a blessed, said blessed, but had like some of the floral designs, and
that's cool.
Did a couple things. He made a grill for Jamal Hill where they literally used gold leafing on it and then put a clear coat over it to where he had actual gold in his mouthpiece.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it looked pretty dope. But he's been doing them for all sorts of fighters, not just this card, but like leading up, I'll usually see him doing custom mouth guards for a lot of the fighters and shit. So but yeah, they did one video with Zong, and he threw the cap at her, and she like fucking countered it and was getting ready to pop him back and shit. And I was like, oh shit. And I think it was the video he posted after that. He didn't throw the cap at the person. I said, oh yeah, you learn because Wei Li almost fucked you up.
Yep.
But this brings us to our main event of the motherfucking evening last night. And do I even need to say who it was? Like y'all know what was happening here. We had Alex Poatan Pereira versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. And again, there was a lot of drama going into this. Oh, I never lost my belt. Oh, you never beat the champion. So it's kind of an invalid argument in my opinion. But the whole lead up to this fight, Jamal talked about how I know I'm better on the ground, but I'm not going to go to the ground. I'm going to stand and bang with him. And when I knock him out that way, I'm going to rub it in every single one of y'all's faces because there are levels to this. And you're damn right there are levels to this.
He's so fucking annoying, dude. I fucking hate Jamal.
I just think he gets too emotional. He worries too much about what the fans think. I think he tries too hard to be what he thinks the fans want.
And he needs to stop being so delusional. Like, what on earth makes you think that you can knock out the 2-division kickboxing championship when you're a fucking basketball player? Like, what the fuck, dude?
You couldn't even play a game of pickup ball, yet alone make it 5 rounds with Poatan. You didn't even make it a round with Poatan, man. Like this fight when it started, and like I knew this whole
be humble for Christ's sake. What makes you think that?
Well, and he was super loud the entire week. Every interview, anything he had to say, it was about like how y'all are underestimating him, and he's gonna show you. And it's like, nah, bro. Like, there's a reason people are thinking Pereira's got this. Like, yes, you're a decent fighter. I like the action that I see when Jamal Hill fights.
Right.
I just don't like what he says when he talks.
Right, he's always crying and shit.
Well, it's just, again, I think it's his ego's too caught up in it. It's not about facts. It's about, no, you can't talk. Oh, when Alex says he wants to fight 3 weeks after 300, y'all say great, and that's he can do it. But if I say I'm better than him, oh, you're delusional. What are you smoking? Well, bro, you smoking that Michigan medicinal, obviously. But there's a reason why people thought you were delusional when you were saying this. It's
Right.
because look at the accolades, you look at the history, you look at the work this motherfucker put in kickboxing. And there are levels to this. And you're not on that level. You're a headhunter. You got sloppy footwork, and you're going against one of the best kickboxers to ever do the damn thing, and maybe one of the best mixed martial artists now to do the thing. Like, and I'm not gonna say he's the GOAT or anything like that, because again, he's still got a ways to go. If you get somebody with a good ground game, and that's probably where he's gonna struggle. His next fight, if they make Ankalaev and him next, this is gonna be a big test for him, because Ankalaev is heavy on wrestling and has got some heavy hands. He can do it either way. But I guarantee you that, and before I get too much into it, we haven't even talked about how it happened. First round KO, with actually right at the 3-minute mark, Jamal Hill caught Alex Pereira with a little bit of a low blow, little low kick to the cup. Herb Dean went to step in to say time, and Poatan said, Shama.
Did he really?
I don't know if he said that, but no, Herb went to step in, and Alex said, no, I'm good. No, just I got this. And Herb Dean said, okay.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, no, Herb's like, okay, go ahead. And within 2 seconds of that, caught him with the left hook. And he didn't even catch him flush, man. Kind of caught him grazed, like, right about here. And the second it touched him, man, oh my God, he fell backwards like Frankenstein.
Like fucking Johnny Walker?
Yes. Yeah, not quite as stiff as Johnny Walker, but no, he was confused as to why he was falling.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like, what?
Yeah, and he was down, and Alex, killer instinct, jumped right on him, ground and pound, was throwing some normal straights, and realized, hey, I'm not getting the angle I need. Hammer fist, hammer fist, and put him the fuck out. And then after goes,
yeah, I saw the pictures of that.
so no, so I'll get into that. You know who does that, right? The KB, whatever, that the dude that's always not impressed.
I don't
Like
think
somebody
so.
will do like a life hack, but then it's just him doing a recreation of it. It's like, oh no, you just do it like this. I can't remember the dude's name. Is
he a black guy?
Yeah.
Is it Drewski?
It might be, but it's not his name. It's like Khaby is his first name.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna just Google it, and we'll flash.
Oh, I see the picture. Yeah, I don't recognize this guy.
You don't recognize that dude?
I don't think so.
He did a lot of KB Lame.
Okay, yeah, I have him up here on Google. I don't know. Yeah, I don't recognize the guy.
Yeah, no, he like people would do those life hack videos, or like, oh, if you cut a hole into a toilet thing, like I don't even know what, like it would be like somebody trying to show a life hack.
Right.
But then it would go to him just doing a normal video of how you're actually supposed to use it, and be like, that's not and that's how he would end everything.
That's funny.
Well, everybody's like, why did Alex do this? Like, why would he pick KB Lame's emote, basically? And come to find out, the level of trolling that Pereira does with Izzy is next level, bro. Because 2 weeks ago, Izzy collabed on a YouTube video with KB Lame.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even know what they were talking about. I just seen a couple clips. But when Alex slapped Jamal, Izzy was in the crowd. He was sitting next to Sean O'Malley, Ilya, and there's a couple people over there. Oh yeah, Drekus was hanging out with Sean O'Malley too last night, that's a weird combination of people to be hanging out together. Drekus and fucking Sean.
Yeah.
But they panned over after. Well, first they panned over during the Holloway and Gaethje fight where everybody's going nuts, and then Gaethje gets slapped, and Izzy just goes like
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
believe the shit. If you look, they pan back over to him after the Pajeda knockout too, and he looked in his fucking feelings about shit, bro. He did not look happy at all. And I guarantee you what was in his mind, he's probably a little buzzed up thinking, I beat that guy one time.
right.
And I love how the tables have turned, or the turns have tabled, as the kids like to say it nowadays. um, but yeah, no, like this dude, yeah, yeah, that. And I think the reaction that Izzy's having right there, that's yeah, the Gaethje, yeah, that's all of them. And bro, I watched Mighty Mouse reacting to both of those fights too, and that was I love listening to Demetrius break shit down. And he tried to tell Jamal going into the fight, like, nah, bro, you're gonna want to use what you're strong at to get him out. Oh, you're gonna stand with them? And fucking laughed at him. And he's like, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at how confident you are. I like it. But no, that right there, like I said, that was fucking Gaethje and Holloway was fucking performance of the night, fight of the night, fight of the year, fight of the decade, maybe fight of all time, bro. That is one of the craziest endings, and for it to go for 24 minutes and 59 seconds, that
Yeah,
just
that
to
is
have
great.
somebody sleep at the end. Dana said it himself, when we envisioned bringing the BMF title to life and making this a thing, that's what we envisioned. That's what we're talking about. When you go to the dictionary and you look up BMF, there's going to be a picture of fucking Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje, and that is the
Yeah.
definition of what a BMF title fight is. They embodied it through and through, bro. And I'm so happy that we finally all got to witness it. There were there some lackluster fights on last night's card? Yes. You're gonna have that. Not every fight's gonna be, it's not every fight can be fight of the night.
Right.
But for what we had, bottom to top, and that, like, one thing I'm kind of used to anyways, as far as like the prelims go. You'll have a couple down there, like fighters, especially with us, talking fights all the time. I know a good majority of the roster at this point, where even on these prelims, there's a lot of people down there. I'm like, oh, I really want to see how this is gonna play out. I want to watch this.
Right.
I fuck with so and so. But one thing I did get used to, especially with a lot of the prelims and like the fight night lives, is you get a lot of fights where you can kind of multitask. You can maybe get some dishes done, or start some laundry, or take a quick shower in between fights, because it's not anything that you need to be glued to the TV for.
Right.
This fight card last night, I mean, it was a known name in every fight, and even if you're casual, bro,
Yep.
you're gonna know 90% of the fighters that were on this card. So that they did, I think, what they were supposed to do. They made this an unforgettable event. I will be talking about UFC 300 for years to come with how these fights played out. I will never forget where I was and what I was doing when I watched Max Holloway shock the world and sleep the highlight. I will never forget where I was when Poatan made Jamal have sweet dreams, made him eat his words, really solidified himself as the light heavyweight champion. There's no doubt now. He beat
Right.
both title holders. He beat Yuri and he beat Jamal. He beat Jan Blachowicz too, for Christ's sake. Like, this is
Yeah.
all this dude does, is beat champions.
Yeah, I was about to say, now I got to pull up the rankings, because who's even left? Is he ready to go up to heavyweight now and clear out that division too?
Well, and that's another thing I was getting to in his post-fight speech. I guess there was something in his clause, and he hinted at it again. He said, bro, I told them before this fight that if this fight goes the way I think it's going to go and I don't take any damage, I want to fight in 3 weeks on 301. And not only that, but he says, I want to fight at heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody left except for maybe Magomed Ankalaev should get his shot, but they could just if he goes up to heavyweight. I mean, I wonder if he would do simultaneous, or if he would
could,
vacate
well,
and go up to.
Before his weight cut for to get down to 205, he was walking around at 232 pounds.
Right.
He's already a heavyweight.
Yeah, I know, but like I didn't know if he would like just go all in on it or try to defend both at the same time or go all in on
I
one.
think he's talking about. I think he's game enough to maybe try to go both. Because I'm personally, I can almost guarantee you that he's done with 185.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do. He got it. He went the 185 route because that's where Izzy was. That was his end. He shocked the world and beat Izzy, and then Izzy again, yeah, got him in the second MMA match, but not before getting compromised, and he was close to losing that second fight too, man. Those two could fight 99 times or 100 times, and I guarantee you probably split. I probably give the edge to Poetan. I think Poetan wins more times than not.
Right.
It's just the power is too much. He's high level at striking and he's accurate, man. But yeah, what I would like to see, and I doubt they would even be able to make it happen. Let's have Ankalaev and Pereira fight for the title in 3 weeks in Brazil, 301. And if they can't get Ankalaev on board, give him a heavyweight. Let this dude call his shots. He's done nothing but sleep people. He's been nothing but a gamer. Like, let's see what this motherfucker can do. If he thinks he's ready for a heavyweight, let's see it happen, bro. Because I'm very confident in saying that this might be the first and only 3-division champ. I could see him beating almost anybody at that heavyweight right now that's on the roster, and that's including Tom. And I'll be bold enough to say, bro, he gives. I don't think Bones would even be dumb enough to fight him.
I don't know. I think Bones fucks him up first round, like Cyril Gahn style.
Yeah, but it would be straight groundwork. It would be I'm not playing your game. I'm taking you down. I'm hugging you, and I'm submitting you.
Right. Yeah.
Because John's smart and he knows that. But I also don't think that I don't think they ever run those two or even try to. I think both of those two have so much mutual respect for each other that it wouldn't happen. Jones is a Pereira fan.
Yeah, I'd say Jones is probably about due to retire. What the fuck does he have left to do? Even he like completed all the side quests. He just has to beat Tom Aspinall, and then that's it.
But he won't fight Tom. There's nothing to gain for him. He wants
to unify the belts, bro.
And this is another hot take that I personally think, and I just don't think that a lot of people have caught on yet. I don't think we see John fight again.
We might not.
I think he's done. If he doesn't get this Stipe fight, he rides off into the sunset as the GOAT. Undefeated. I mean, yeah, you got the Hamill loss, but undefeated.
You've actually seen footage of that fight, right? It's so funny that
he was straight down. That fight should have been stopped way before the illegal elbows. Hamill was being outclassed from the start of that fight.
Yeah, he was getting beat up. It was like Jalen Turner fucking up Bobby Green, but like for a longer period of time.
and I think what it was is Steve Mazzagatti had a bone or just did not like Jones and wanted to try to fuck up his legacy.
Could be.
And if you think about it too, where the fuck is Steve Mazzagatti now? He's definitely not reffing in the UFC anymore.
Right. I think Pereira versus Pavlovich is a good fight. Curtis Blades is probably a good fight.
Blades
the style matchup.
Volkov
would be a good fight.
Even like a gatekeeper. Give him Derek Lewis.
See, I was just thinking about that. I think he would fuck up Derek Lewis.
That's why I want to see it.
Right.
Let him get his feet wet. Let him get a taste.
No, I don't like giving up. I don't like any matchup that looks like it's a foregone conclusion before it starts. I don't like any matchup like that. But
what about Marcin?
Tybura?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good entry fight. I don't know what would happen there.
That probably Pereira would win, depending on how Marcin wanted to fight.
Right.
And another one,
I think Jailton Almeida subs him actually.
Yeah, and Spivak might be a good test. It's just again, especially at heavyweight, it's so thin that you're gonna have to give him somebody ranked right off the bat, and
I
especially
think
the fact,
Volkov would be a fun matchup. I usually don't like watching Volkov fight, but I think Volkov versus Pereira would be a fun one to watch.
how tall is Volkov?
I don't know. Let me pull him up. Stupid tall. He's like 6'7" or something like that.
So he would actually have size on fucking Poetan.
Let me pull it up. He is 6'7". Yep. And it looks like he cuts weight to make heavyweight, so he definitely have size. Last time he weighed in was 263, which means he probably cut to make 265,
Yep.
unless he just naturally automatically weighs right around that.
Yep. And I mean, and he's on a tear lately too.
Right, he has been doing pretty good.
His last loss was to Aspinall back in March of 2022. And since then he's beat Rosenstrike, he beat Romanov, and then just beat Tai Tuivasa here recently. So he's on a nice little tear. And again, I feel like regardless, you're gonna have to give this guy somebody ranked at heavyweight. This guy went and cleared out or became a champion in 2 different divisions. You're gonna have
Right.
we know this dude is capable at this point. Give him a challenge.
Fuck, dude. Volkov has almost 50 fights.
Bro, yep, that's the true test right there then. Let's make it happen. Volkov and Pereira at 301. Let's make it happen, Dana. Man. But what we got coming ahead, we're actually not going to be here with y'all next Sunday, unfortunately, because there's no fights next Saturday. Next card is April 27th, and it is a Fight Night Live. Matheus Nicolau versus Alex Perez is the main event. Co-main, we got Ryan Spann versus Bogdan Guskov. Lightweight bout between Joel Alvarez and Matus Rebecki. Now that's somebody that y'all need to keep an eye on. That Polish dude, Rebecki, he's gonna be a contender. Just mark my words. You also got Uros Medic and Tim Means. Ronnie Yahaya versus Victor Henry. Dante Mays versus Caio Machado. Gabriel Benitez versus Masiati. He's just got one name. And then we got some all right firepower on the prelims too. You got Ariana Lipsky versus Karini Silva, Austin Lane, who got slept by one of the Tafas a couple months back. He's fighting Jonata Dinas. He ain't even got a picture, so I don't know. But usually the guys with no pictures got some crazy shit going on to even make it there. So we'll see how it stacks. But yeah, we got that on the 27th. We have UFC 301 on May 4th, which is Pantoja versus Steve Ursig. Co-main event at this time of Jonathan Martinez versus Jose Aldo. You also got Michelle Pereira fighting Magomed Muradov.
You know, you said you've been wanting to add some more shit to the stream, right?
Yes.
Well, I just added a sound because we're not going to be here next week.
There we go. There we go. I know it's still a couple weeks away, and we're only going to be able to get 2 out of the 3 picked. But while we're here and we're talking about it, let's go ahead and look at our parlays for the next fight card.
Ooh, okay. I almost forgot.
Yeah, I'm picking first. Give me Medic. Uros Medic.
All right, where's my phone? Okay, we got to lock the shit in. I guess we can't lock it in because Dre's not here unless we have a foregone conclusion.
No, I don't see Lopez or Cameron Simon or Rosas. So no, I'm.
What is it? Nicolau versus Perez is the next one?
Yep. April 27th.
Okay. Who'd you pick again?
Uros Medic.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
He goes, wait.
Damn. Okay, this one's gonna be hard. I think I'm gonna go with Bogdan Guskov up against Ryan Spann.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, Ryan Spann's not that great, and that guy looks like he's Russian. So
He sounds Russian too.
he says he's from Uzbekistan, so I just assume he's good.
He might be.
It's like reverse nationalism.
Well, and if you think about it too, Ryan Spann either looks really good or really bad. Like he's got 2 losses to Anthony Smith, both fights that he was winning at one point and just faded. So I don't know. I'd not a bad pick, really. It's as long as you're not picking Spann.
No.
Oh, and then I saw Ronnie Yahaya, and I said, when did Dariush get on this card? But it's Ronnie. Yeah, no, this might be an all right card. Again, nothing to write home about, but I feel like we're gonna be in a little bit of a hangover state for the next couple fight cards, just because of how epic 300 was. You could have a stack card right after this, and it wouldn't feel like it compared. It just That's just the downside to having that stacked of a card is you realize how not stacked most of the other cards aren't. But now, on that note, I think we can call it a night, man. I didn't even realize we've been chit-chatting almost a good hour and a half, man. I had a feeling this one might run a little bit longer, just the fact that there was a lot that happened last night. Last night was a really big card. I didn't want to do any of the fighters a disservice and not really talk about it. I mean, and I know certain fights we probably focused on more than others, but 'tis the fight game.
Yep.
Big shout out to everybody who tuned in with us tonight. We appreciate it. I wish y'all would be more vocal though in them comments. You got a little something to say about some of the fights, about a fighter, about me, whatever, man. Let's chop it up, man. I can take some hate a little bit, anyways. You start talking too much shit, and I might cry, and then my shit's gonna cut off. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that's been the comment section lately, man. Ain't nobody trying to say nothing. Are we that good with our analyzing that nobody's gonna disagree?
They're just locked in with the pure entertainment value.
I guess, man.
They don't have time to type because they're too busy listening.
Yeah, this dude says 100% of everything I'm thinking, so much so I can't even debate him.
They're too busy doing this.
Like the way it was starting out at first was like, where did you get a fapping sound? No fapping on It's Almost Time. I will ban you from our show if you tell me that. The fuck out of here.
Fap away.
He says fap away.
Just go to the Twitch if you want to fap.
Yeah, no, we don't. You can fab, just don't let it be known that you're fab.
Right? Yeah, you should probably definitely keep it to yourself.
Started this show. I'm just that good with it. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna let y'all be. Y'all have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the historic card that was UFC 300. I know I did. Again, not every single one of them was a winner, but for the most part, that shit delivered. Dana, keep plotting some shit like this. I hope the Sphere fight here in the next 4 or 5 months is that stacked too. I feel like they're gonna have to. It's at the fucking Sphere,
right?
But, yeah. For now, y'all enjoy your evenings. Don't forget to tip your fight commentators if you want. We got to start throwing down the cash apps or maybe starting a Patreon. So if y'all want to donate, y'all are more than welcome to help us grow and give y'all better entertainment. Because that's what we are here for, is your entertainment. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you here in 2 weeks after the fight night on the 27th. But until then, y'all stay up. And this has been It's Almost Time.
Peace out. Fuck Jamal Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.